Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to this follow-up quick session of the Ultimate Wellness Group. There were a few subject matters that I didn't get a chance to cover yesterday, and I just wanted to take a few minutes. It was a lot of work, a lot that went into yesterday's show, and I didn't get a chance to answer a few questions I thought were very good, nor address a few things that I think were important to address. So it's just going to be a very quick video tonight. I'm not going to spend a lot of time. Maxine, thank you for coming in. Peace. So let's ask God for his blessing, for us to have an open mind for this information and for our desire to share it. Please cover me with your grace so that I may have my ego and my arrogance removed so I'll be a clean vessel for you all. So I'm just going to look at my sheet, make sure I cover a few things, and then I'm going to go ahead and get off, and I'll see you all on Tuesday, okay? One of my good friends from college asked me about, I mentioned, I think a few weeks ago, about a ginger, lemon, turmeric, honey tea that I make. He wanted to know what was good about it and why I suggested it. So I just wanted to show something real quick. This is, when I say raw honey, that is the honey that I use. I just wanted to be clear with you all that when you see the little bear with that honey that you can see through, that usually is not, and I would say, excuse me, probably most of the time, that's not quality honey. That's honey that has been highly processed. This is the honey that I use. I did a lot of research on this company, and so I do trust it. And the one thing that you can see about this honey is that it's thick, right? It's, what do you call it? Solidified. Because that's what bee honey, natural bee honey does when it gets in cool environments. So if your house is cool, or if you keep it in any type of cupboard where it's cool, that's what it's going to do. If it gets warm, it'll start to flow and get a little more runny. But typically, that's what real honey looks like. So I just wanted to show you all that, what honey I use, so that you can see a company that I trust. If you are satisfied with the honey in the places where you live, I'm not saying that you have to change, but just make sure that you do your research and make sure that they do not add any heat to their honey. Make sure that the way that they do the foliage around the beehives isn't with pesticides and herbicides, because a lot of times that will get into your honey, okay? So these are just some things that I wanted to mention that I didn't get a chance to yesterday. The other thing is, I know people are hearing a lot about vitamin C and zinc and other nutrients to help boost your immune system. Yes, that is very true. But when they start talking about buying supplements and taking these things out of bottles, that's where you miss me. So I just wanted to show this really quickly. Top 10 fruits highest in zinc. This is where I get my zinc from. This is why I believe that my immune system is boosted and doing well. Look at the foods here, the foods that we talk about all the time, right? I'm not going to get into all the way to talking about avocados. I just finished making what I call guacamole. I'm going to show it to you all in a little bit, right? I love guacamole the way the Mexicans make it, but sometimes I make it myself and I put a few other things in. I'll talk about it. I just want to show you that. But these are things that I do to make sure I'm getting my nutrients, right? So there's avocados, blackberries. I eat those on a regular basis. Pomegranates, don't eat those on a regular basis, but I love them when I get them. Raspberries, eat that on a regular basis. Guavas, don't eat that much, don't like them. Cantaloupe, eat them during the season where they're in. Apricots, peaches, do that a lot in my smoothies. Kiwi fruit, I really don't like those. Blueberries, love those, eat those on a regular basis. So I just wanted to show you all, when I say that I am very confident in what it is that I'm doing, it's because these are the type of things that I do every day. Zena Hayes, thank you for coming in. Melanie Chen, thank you for coming in. So those are things that I kind of missed yesterday, and I just wanted to just quickly let you all know about that. So back to the ginger, lemon, turmeric, and honey. Now, I talked about that raw honey that I use, right? when you eat raw honey, when it's from a good source, you get high vitamin B. You get a lot of vitamin A and sometimes vitamin E. The other good thing about honey is that a lot of the intricacies of honey have a lot of antioxidants, and a lot of things that boost our immune system. I know some of you have seen my show where I talk about the phytonutrients, because the bees are getting their pollen from a lot of different plants. There are a lot of phytonutrients in honey. So when you get good honey, you're getting a lot of good nutrients. And so when you put good honey and turmeric, I'm sure a lot of you have done research about turmeric. Turmeric has so many beautiful qualities for the body, so many immune boosting systems, so many anti-inflammatory systems, so many things that help fight a lot of different types of diseases. Ginger is good because it has a lot of vitamin C. It has a lot of nutrients, gingerols and other things that are just good for the body. It's very good for the GI system to help it move correctly and help your elimination and digestion, all those things. So imagine you put honey, ginger, turmeric, and then some lemon. What's good about lemon? I talked about that quinine yesterday. So lemons have quinine in them. Lemons have a lot of vitamin C. Lemons have a lot of zinc, a lot of other good nutrients, selenium, and a lot of good things that are in there that help boost our body. When you put those four things together, and I forgot to mention, in addition, lemon is what we call an astringent, meaning that it pulls toxins out of the body. So think about that. Lemon pulling toxins and giving a lot of nutrition. Turmeric going in the body and killing cancer and killing infections and boosting the body and decreasing inflammation. And then you got ginger that's doing all those good things too and helping with the GI system. And then the honey boosting the immune system, giving all these nutrients. So that was it. My friend named Grot, who we went to college with, big supporter. I really appreciate him. It was a wonderful question. I just didn't get a chance to answer it yesterday. So I apologize. I wanted to come back and do that today. And then the other thing that we talked about yesterday, let me get a few shout outs. Donna Jones, thank you for coming in. Troy X, big time supporters. I appreciate you all. Cheryl West, thank you. Annette Muhammad, thank you for coming in. Yeah, that tea is great. I mentioned to you all when I first, like the first show that I did, I talked about every time before I travel, if I'm going to go get on a plane, I'm going to have some ginger, lemon, turmeric, honey tea, and I'm going to do my sea salt and water. I usually don't eat. And I shouldn't say usually, I hardly ever eat when I travel because I want to make sure my immune system is boosted. And this was before this stuff ever came out. So it's a good thing for us to do at this time now. Is it okay to eat citrus rind? Absolutely. You know, I'm not exactly with a lot of these people who say eat the peel because a lot of the nutrients are in the peel. I don't disagree, but the peel, from my study, is more of the protection. It's just like us with our skin. Our skin is our protection. The skin of a fruit is its protection. So what I do when I eat oranges and grapefruits is I'll take a knife and just peel off the outside and leave a lot of that white stuff on there with my orange and my grapefruits. And when I eat that, I know I'm getting all the quinine that I need. I don't have to go buy some tonic water because, you know, and again, I'm not knocking this man that was talking about the tonic water. If that's all he knows, cool. And if that's the best place for you to get your quinine, I'm not knocking that. But there are negatives to drinking tonic water because of the sparkling aspect of that. That does damage to the body. You're not going to do any damage by eating an orange. You're not going to do any damage by eating a grapefruit, a lemon, or a lime. So let's stick with those. Great question, Donna. Latrice, thank you for coming in. Good evening. Cheryl West, love that turmeric in my navy bean soup. Absolutely. I got some navy bean soup right here too. I'm just going to show you all. I'm practicing what I preach. I want you all to see just a little bit. I know y'all believe me, but I'm just going to show you a little bit of something. So there was another comment about, I thought it was very good, about people being in your house and what to do about your family members, right? I'll say this, that most of the time, if you are in a house with other people, let's say your family members, your children, whoever's living with you, and all of you have been out and done whatever you do and you come back to the house and nobody has any sickly symptoms, if you're not seeing runny nose and fever and coughing or anything like that, even if somebody has gotten the virus and even spread it, all of you must be strong enough and have the ability to keep and suppress any symptoms from happening. So the likelihood that anybody's going to get majorly sick is probably lower. Your immune system might be good, but you all's systems are similar, and so you can handle similar things, as long as you don't have anybody in the house that's very sick. But as far as going to family members' house, like let's say that we know we've been in public, we've gone to this, we had to stand in line, we went to this place, there were a lot of people there, I went to this, I go to work, and maybe there were some people that were sick, whatever. You may not want to go visit family members that may be sickly. You know, if you have a person that takes multiple medications, they have multiple medical problems, that's probably the type of person that you do not want to go visit. So, you know, talk to them over something like this and wait till after all this is over to go visit. That would be my suggestion to keep ourselves and our family members well. All right. There was a question yesterday about test kits having the actual virus in it. I don't have any information to speak on that knowledgeably. But what I will say is I don't trust the tests. And as you heard my guest say, they don't trust the information that we're getting from the test nor what's being reported. We don't believe that we've ever been treated equally, so we shouldn't expect that now. Is the virus in the test? It's a possibility. Do I know anything about it? No, I don't. So that's about all that I can say on that. I mean, I don't think that that's beyond a reality because of, again, what I said about us being experimented on so much in this country. You can't put anything past what potentially could be done to us. But that's just another good reason that if you do suspect that, don't get the test. If you are that sick where you have to have the test because you're in a hospital and you have to be treated in that type of system, you're not going to have the option to say no. So just understand that when you go into the hospital, you're automatically putting yourself in a system and you have to abide by those rules if you want to be there. Annette Muhammad says, can a person be a carrier and show no symptoms but pass the virus to someone who contracts the virus and gets ill? I don't believe that at all. But let me put a qualification on that statement. That would be in past viruses. The HIV, the Ebola, the swine flu, the bird flu, the avian flu, SARS, MERS, and this that's going on right now, these are not natural viruses that came from nature. So yes, it is a potentially possible that that could happen. Prior to this reality, flu viruses and the typical things that cause colds, the rotavirus, the adenoviruses, the coronavirus family, these viruses, there was no such thing as a carrier state. Either you get it and your body kills it and gets rid of it, or you develop symptoms because your immune system is not strong enough. And those were the only two possibilities. So now that we're talking about this carrier state, that was only in things such as HIV and herpes. And, you know, when people have shingles, which is a progression of having chicken pox early in life, those type of viruses, we expected to have a carrier state. But the typical things that cause colds and flus, no. So again, we can't really predict what's going on with this because this thing is obviously genetically modified. Latrice says, is there any truth to using ibuprofen or diclofenac or any anti-inflammatory causing complications? Yes, there is a truth to that. When I talked yesterday about all of those parts of the body that have that A system, that angiotensin converting enzyme system, all of those different organ systems that I discussed, when you take any of those anti-inflammatories, you interrupt that system. That is what we call the cascade system for inflammatory reaction. So when something happens to your body, when something infects your body, and when something foreign comes into the body, we go on an all-out attack. And anti-inflammatories stop that system and interfere with that A system, which is intricately involved in that whole system, in a lot of the normal systems of the body. So there are some reports I am reading and studying about them saying that, yes, taking anti-inflammatories can exacerbate some of these difficulties in these organs, okay? Chaz Martin says, fasting away asthma and alopecia areata and or viruses as well. I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about, but Brother Chaz, we're going to have to get into that next time because I just want to do a quick follow-up. I'm not trying to do a whole show today. Like I said earlier, that show yesterday took a lot out of me. And not that, you know, I was knocked down or anything, but it was just a lot of energy to prepare for it. And then the show yesterday, it was just a lot. So I'm not trying to do a full show today. I just wanted to cover these few things. Now, I said yesterday that, you know, I've been getting these things from from YouTube and from Facebook, you know, getting these weird messages. My channel's not doing right. There's always something crazy going on. Sometimes you all send me messages and I'll see it, and then I go looking for it to respond and I can't find the message. So, I mean, there's a lot of just crazy stuff. And so I just wanted to give you all information on two apps. They are both Black owned. I'm going to put them up here so that you all can see them. And I'm going to literally start moving in the direction of going to these apps. So they're down there now. You can see them. Cine app and iStar app. So if you all get a chance, please go and, you know, download that, look into them. I had a conversation with Brother RZA today, and they are Black owned. So that's been confirmed. They are, of course, not at the same capability of Facebook and YouTube, but I would like to be the type of person to be a part of them as they grow into that. And so, you know, I'll keep you updated, but I'm literally going to start trying to use them within the next probably week. And I'll give you all an update on how it's working and how it's going and how we download and all that kind of stuff. But eventually, I hope that with my support, with your support, with our support, that they'll be able to improve. They'll be able to get it to a point where we won't have to even consider these other people that are trying to edit us, silence us. They're not going to be able to do that. We're going to figure out how to get the information to you anyway. But Brother RZA has been given information by both of them that we will not be limited. We will not be silenced. We will not be told what we can and what we can't say. I mean, of course, there's logic to everything, but I'm talking about when we're talking about things that, of course, are for benefit for you. Even if they're controversial, we still should be able to have discussions, have conversations, and interact with each other and come to our own agreements, not have anybody think that they have the right or the ability to tell us what we think or to demand what we do when we think it's contrary to our best health. So please check those out. Sean Gilstrap says, would you agree that one should be very careful about who you give the power to diagnose you? Absolutely, bro. And that's what we were discussing yesterday. We're talking about the fact that every other ethnic group and race pretty much demand that the doctor that takes care of them looks like them and comes from their ethnicity or their culture. And a lot of times we go to these hospitals and we don't do that, but it's very important for us to do that. And, you know, we can go further into that in other shows, but absolutely. Maxine said, please ask your office staff to follow with me on an email. Yes, ma'am. I just was so busy today. So we'll get to you tomorrow. Cheryl, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. So that's pretty much what I have for today, y'all. I'm just going to put my information up here at the bottom so you all can see it as I talk about this last information. I am mentioning something because, you know, there is a reality of what we have going on now where we do need to think about. I mean, we have to take and have a good conversation about death. That's a reality. And so, you know, I just want to mention my wife. My wife does insurance. And you all know me well enough that I'm not bringing this, Clarence and Joseph Muhammad, thank you all for coming in. I'm not bringing this to this conversation for any money thing. I'm not trying to ask you all to come over here and talk to my wife who make all this money. No, my wife is very good at giving information. I hear her talk to people on a regular basis, and she doesn't push forcing you to sign up for this thing or buying this insurance policy. She wants us to be educated. It's what she does. She has a passion for it. And so I'm going to get her information and I'm going to put it on this post on YouTube and Facebook. And so if that is something that you all need some information about, if that's something that you want for her to do some, you know, programs like this so she can help us be educated, or maybe I'll have her come on with me and do a program next week, or not next week, but the week after that about insurance. It is something that we need to talk about. It's something that we have to stop being afraid to talk about. We all gonna die. we all plan for it to be a long time from now, but we're going to die. And if something happens and you happen to have something happen or something unfortunate happens and you get up out of here early, at least make sure that the family's taken care of. At least make sure we don't got to go on Facebook or some other thing and talk about, let's raise some money to bury my husband or my son. Hey, let's start working on not putting that burden on other people. So I just wanted to mention that real quick. I will discuss with her what information she wants me to put on here, and I'll discuss with her about when we're going to do this show. Next week, my plan is to talk about what some of you have asked about, and that is growing power, doing your compost, your worm bin, growing food around your house. I can't say that I'm an agricultural expert, but I've been doing these type of things since a little boy. I was growing up doing these things around the house. So I'm just going to express to you and share with you what I do know and what has worked for me, because I've been growing food everywhere I live my whole life. And so we're going to come on here. We're going to have a good conversation. We're going to share information. And then, maybe some downtime in the future, we'll have some more experts, some more agricultural experts come and take us to another level. But that's the program for today, y'all. I appreciate you coming in. I pray that you all keep coming back. Pray that you come back and continue to get news that you can use. Continue to work hard on your health. And I'll see you all Tuesday. Hassan, thank you, bro. Yes, ma'am. Maxine, I let her know. It's a reality. I was a life insurance agent for 4 years. I have 3 policies. Yes, sir. Thank you for giving that testimony, bro, and supporting what I talked about. Thank you all. I appreciate you all. I think just about everybody on here tonight are regular supporters. I really appreciate you all. You all give me the energy to continue to come back, continue to come up with these shows, to continue to try to dump as much of my information, experience, and knowledge and wisdom as I can to help all of us get through this situation and be better at the end of it. Thank you all. Have a wonderful evening, wonderful rest of your week. See you next week. Peace.